First Class, X-Men First Class, the beginning of the whatever quadrilogy name you want to subscribe to it is it's a lot of fun.
I'm like one of those Prices Right girls right now.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Okay, so
yeah.
I'm gonna start with my dislikes.
We'll just do a big pro-con list.
Pro-con list, just like the last time we did this.
Right on.
So, one of the first things that I dislike, even though it was really well done, was the brother-sister relationship of Mystique and Charles Xavier.
Right.
And part of my problem is, of course, there's really no references to it at any point in time. Even though you pointed out the original trilogy, they don't really ever have any sort of...
Interact. There's really no interaction.
There's really no interactions. You did argue that because she worked so closely with Charles in the creation of Cerebro, that's how she was able to use Cerebro ultimately to get in the X-Mansion and stuff like that. My counter-argument was Magneto. Because Magneto, they even say at the beginning of in the first movie, the first X-Men movie, they go, he helped me make Cerebro.
Yeah.
And at the time, this movie was supposed to be a direct link to those ones.
Yeah.
That was at the time, and I still feel like, even though with the time travel stuff, it is still a partial link to it.
It is.
But...
Because the story would have started the same regardless.
Yeah, exactly. It would have started the same regardless. It doesn't really
switch roads until halfway through.
That's right. So I would still say no, I don't like the relationship. The relationship doesn't make sense to me, is I guess really what it was. It's almost like even if they had structured it so that Charles meets a young Eric Lyncher and the same thing happens, then they split off, just like even like a school trip or something. He bumps into me, likes me, they realize they're both mutants. I think I would have liked that a lot better. Because then it actually has more weight when they meet later on, and he's like, oh my god, you were the first ever mutant I ever met in my entire life. What's going on with you? And then he's, oh, you're killing Nazis because they killed your... That's fucking heavy, man. That is some heavy shit. I would still just... It wouldn't be like, oh, okay, all right. And you could still do that will they, won't they thing. Will they or won't they sleep together is what I'm getting at, right?
Yeah.
Because they kind of almost got close to that bromance thing between Charles and Magneto, too.
Yeah.
Where, if suddenly it went into, a gay porn thing, it wouldn't have been completely out of left field. Except for the sex scenes.
Yeah, Fassbender would be like, McAvoy, what? I'm not McKellen.
And then they would be like, yeah, but I'm not Stewart, so what the fuck is the difference?
Yeah, what's the big difference?
Anyway, so that's ultimately one of the things that I don't like, even though it was well done for the most part. And just a heads up, you'll notice that that's going to be a theme throughout the rest of the movies, just so you know. The other thing I didn't like was the mind wipe kiss, where he wipes...
Right.
Where Xavier kisses Moira McTaggart and wipes her memory of everything.
Yeah.
Of all the interactions with the X-Men and stuff like that. Mainly because, and I just thought of this now, because I didn't like it when they did that in Superman, where Superman kisses Lois and she forgets everything, right? Partly because, Moira forgets everything, right? But Xavier didn't kiss everybody.
Right.
So everybody in the CIA that signed off on this joint venture with the X-Men to track down Shaw and the Hellfire Club, they forgot too? You notice how they don't reference that part either?
Yeah, because there was a few of them alive still.
Exactly.
A lot of them got cleaned out with Shaw's attack.
A lot of them got cleaned out.
There's
at least 2 or 3 that are still alive that we know of.
Yeah.
Okay? Maybe they got scared into silence because they got to finally, I guess it's one thing, if you don't really know what mutants are capable of, and then when you finally see that, you literally have a mutant that can walk through walls, then you also have a mutant that can actually change their shape, maybe you might be inclined to shut your fucking mouth. Because I guess you could never know who
that is a good point. That is a good point. And I mean, I got nothing really to say. Maybe he hit up the other 3 through Cerebro later on.
Maybe.
Wiped their minds.
Wipe their minds, took them out on a nice
Maybe.
night.
I don't know. Okay.
But,
I'll give you that one, Chris.
Yep. But again, these are just things that I didn't like. This doesn't make me go, this is a shitty movie or anything like that. I'll get to the ones that I think are shitty movies. Alex Summers being the older brother, but that's just because of the comic.
That's just a comic thing, yeah.
That's just a comics thing. It's not me like, yeah, but blah, blah, blah.
Significantly older.
Yeah, like, they don't
probably
reference
17,
how much older.
Probably 17, 18 years old.
Yeah, we did the math. We approximated about 17, 18 in first class. So then he would be about 30?
Mid-30s?
Mid-30s.
Well, Scott Summers is what, 14 or so in Apocalypse?
Yeah.
And we figured probably 18 years older than that. So yeah, early 30s.
Early 30s.
Late 20s,
Ages
maybe.
impeccably.
Late 20s.
Ages impeccably.
Yeah, it must be part of the mutant gene because all of them look really great.
None of them age like you think that they would.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not even going to play that card where how is it possible for McAvoy to age into Stewart? I'm not going to play that card because, okay, it's movies. I'm fine with it.
Well, I did see someone put a side-by-side of Fassbender and McKellen saying 1993, 2000, he aged horribly in those 7 years.
That's true. That's true. Well, and that's very much true.
Yeah.
All of them would have aged like that.
Yeah.
Like all of a sudden, Scott Summers.
Whoa!
Scott Summers is like a 19-year-old kid.
Yeah.
Now he's like a 34-year-old man in 2000. So like in 8 years.
Puberty hit me hard.
Hits him really hard. But it hits all of them really hard, right? Okay? Because then, like, if we use the new timeline and reference the old timeline, then Famke Johnson or Sophie Turner ages into Famke Johnson. And
my eyes turned brown.
Yeah. Everything about my appearance has changed except for my red hair. That's the only thing that
huge into plastic surgery now. Also, I'm taller. Like, probably a good foot taller.
Wait, Famke Janssen's into plastic surgery?
No, well, she is now, I think. Yeah, she is. I saw a recent interview with her, and I was like, oh, Famke.
Yeah.
Why'd you touch that beautiful face?
I do the same thing. I'm always just like, oh, really? You felt you had to do that?
Yeah. You're so gorgeous. And, I mean, you still are, I guess.
No, that's right. Was it Taken 3? I started to notice.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I keep forgetting she was in the Taken movies.
I remember Taken 3, and I remember just being like, oh. But I think when Taken 3 hit, I think she had, like, just done something.
Because she still looked pretty normal in Days of Future Past at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it's a recent development.
Yeah. Well, I mean, who knows what we're going to do when we get older, right?
I probably won't do that.
I like to think that I wouldn't do anything like that, but you never know. I might decide to get hair plugs. We don't know.
Well, okay, I might.
I hope.
I got a lot of hair on my back that could get transferred.
Pretty sure your wife would be like, yeah, do that. In
do
fact,
that.
Whatever you could do to get rid of that, that'd be great.
Curly back hair patch in the top of my head right here.
She'd probably just be like, if you just get rid of the hair itself, I don't even care where you put it.
Just do something with it.
Yeah.
I'm going to get waxed before we go on our Florida trip.
Maybe you should just continuously get it waxed.
It hurts, though.
Yeah.
You know what? James damaged me mentally and physically when he waxed my back when I was a teenager.
Yeah, well.
Do you remember that story?
I do.
Remember the story? He put the wax in the microwave for like 5 minutes and then immediately dumped it on me.
Oh, yeah.
Melted my flesh.
Oh, yeah.
And then waxes the burn. Like, for fuck.
Oh, the worst part is because you're like, yeah, this is supposed to hurt, so, and then you're like, oh, it's not supposed to hurt that much? Oh. Mm-hmm. You don't take flesh with the hair?
Yeah. Mm.
And I also don't get third-degree burns? James, you and I gotta talk.
Flesh gone. There's some meat there. Let's wax the meat. I want a
refund. Okay,
so
those are my dislikes. And then I guess I'll get to my likes, and then I guess we'll get to you.
Okay, I don't have many dislikes.
Oh,
I mean, I love this movie. I love this movie.
Do you have any dislikes, I guess?
For this one, honestly, no. I don't have any dislikes for First Class. I love the way it played out. I didn't mind the whole Mystique Charles thing. Mm-hmm. I enjoyed all the New Mutants. You know, they weren't really fleshed out, but that's usually how the X-Men movies are.
Well, especially because they so huge. They killed them immediately.
Yeah.
They give you that one quick scene of them fleshing themselves out with their powers, and then immediately kills them right after that.
Oh, my negative is January Jones' Emma Frost. That's the only minus I have for this movie.
I forgot, because I have a few more, but I agree.
I love January Jones in pretty much everything. Yes. But I feel like here, even though she looks like Emma Frost, like appearance-wise, perfect casting.
Yes.
she wasn't feeling it or something. She did not want to be there.
No,
it was just
to rehash what we said.
Throwaway performance.
I guarantee that she did not want to do this movie,
yeah.
but her agent was like, "You gotta do this movie.
Yeah.
Superheroes are great. You'll make a shit ton of money, and it's awesome." So she said, "Fine, fuck it, I'll do it." And she's terrible in this movie. Part of it is the writing too.
Yeah.
Part of it is the direction as well. But you look at Kevin Bacon as Shaw. He looked at it like, I'll just have fun with this movie.
Yeah.
I'll just have fun doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And he did. He looked like he had fun. That's one of the things I didn't like. I didn't like that Shaw made the Magneto helmet.
Oh.
Yeah.
And that didn't bug me.
Yeah, no, of course it doesn't bug you.
No, because, though, I said he had a telepath with him.
Yeah, no, your argument is fine. Your argument is fine.
What would it be made out of, though?
I don't fucking know.
Adamantium?
Possibly.
Maybe.
Or carbonatium, which is what
can't be adamantium.
Mega Red was made. His tendrils
yeah,
were made
because if it was adamantium, then Professor X wouldn't be able to read Logan's mind. So.
Yeah, very much so.
I don't know what it's made out of.
Yeah. But anyway, that's one of those minor gripe type of things. Because, like, I like the idea that because Magneto worked with Charles on creating Cerebro,
yep.
You know, which is another reason why I'm like, I don't buy the Mystique relationship, but I do buy that Charles or Magneto would be like, this is everything you need to know about Cerebro, Mystique, so get in there, right? But I like the idea that he took what he learned from Cerebro to make the helmet, and then basically go, ha ha, Charles, fuck you.
Right,
you ain't getting in here.
Okay.
I get that part. I like that part. It just seems to make more sense for the character, too, that he'd be able to do that. Why? Because he's also the master of magnetism. Be easy for him to make something like that, right?
This could be plastic with chrome paint for all we know.
That's true. That is true. Except that we see him.
He can't see through Legos.
But we do see him move the helmet onto his head.
Right.
Can you do that with chrome paint? Is there enough?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. We'll have to check on that.
There was another thing that I didn't like.
I
think that's it. Yeah. That's pretty much it. The stuff that I did like.
I love. Okay, well, Brian Singer worked on the story.
Yep.
Matthew Vaughn did the directing.
Yep.
Matthew Vaughn wanted to do an X-Men movie since Last Stand. He was the original Last Stand director.
Yep.
Which had bad drop out.
Yeah, so, that's a shame. What did he do in lieu of that?
Did he do Wanted?
I think
that wasn't Wanted.
No, because Wanted. No.
What did he do? Oh, he did Stardust. He was doing Stardust at the time.
Okay. That's fair enough.
It was around the same
yeah,
time.
Fair enough.
So, but I love how influenced by Grant Morrison's new X-Men film is.
In terms of the visual, like their costumes?
And lots of stuff, right? I mean, costumes, yeah. Emma Frost with the diamond skin.
Which, while like I said, like I don't like the way they designed it as carrots.
Yeah.
As opposed to just being like sheets, like almost like just diamond skin, and just kind of looking like Iceman, for instance. But I think that's probably why they didn't do that.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. But I did like that they included that, even though it made no sense.
Angel, she's in there.
Angel's in there.
That's a new. I was half expecting to see Zorn with all these new. X-Men
but I was gonna say the one thing is like they introduced these characters. Like Angel, I didn't think really needed to be in there. But
is Darwin from Morrison's Run too?
No, Darwin's actually. I think he's a New Mutants character.
Is he? Okay.
He might have been a New Mutants character.
Nicholas Holt's Beast was very cat-like in this.
Yeah.
Totally from
That's
New
right.
X-Men.
That's right. That's right.
Though I did not like the way he looked in this. He was too stiff.
Yep, I agree. I did not.
Too stiff.
I wasn't a big fan of him. I didn't like how his Beast didn't want to be Beast type of thing.
Yeah.
Or like he had the ability to change back and forth. I didn't like that one because again, if we're looking at this as a tie, the only way that it would make me happy about it would have been like if by the end of one of these movies, he makes the conscious choice to be Beast, period. Because then you can tie him up into the Kelsey Grammer character, because Kelsey Grammer's Beast hinted that he had previously worked with the X-Men to some degree. So you could have had him be the, spoiler alert, headmaster by the end of the quadrilogy.
Yeah.
You know, but again, I'll touch upon that more. Actually, yeah, I'll say that for Dark Phoenix. But yeah, so just one of those things. And that's another one across the board you're going to see me go, I didn't like that he still kind of goes back and forth. I liked...
But again, like you mentioned before on that episode that never happened, he's a pretty guy.
I understand why they did
They want to show the pretty guy.
I understand why they
Same with Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah, I get it completely. Like,
I bet you Rebecca Romaine's like, what the fuck? She spent 50% out of makeup? I had to do all of makeup.
I was in makeup. I was out of makeup for 3 whole minutes across the entire franchise.
I had to get cured to not be in blue makeup.
The scene in X2, where she maps on.
And the scene in X2,
So I think 3 minutes total.
Yeah, probably 3 minutes total.
Across 3 movies.
Yeah. She
got to look like Rebecca Romaine, right? But I understand why, you're right. Like, because it's Nicholas Hoult, because he's an attractive dude, they were like, fuck that shit, is he going to look like a beast? No!
We're paying for that face, we're not putting blue fur on it.
But I did like that he became the Beast because he was trying to cure his mutants. The gene, right? Because it's very much like in the comic books where he literally just looked like a fucking football player who just also happened to have like 8 hands for feet.
Yeah.
And then I think it was the same thing. He was trying to cure his mutant gene, and then ends up making it worse. But he was always one of my favorite characters because he just kind of went, okay, well, I'm this now, and then tried to make the best of it. And I always thought that was kind of cool, and I wish we would have saw something like this.
Yeah.
But other than that, like, I mean, the casting is phenomenal. That's one thing I'll say. The casting is phenomenal, except for January Jones, like we had just mentioned. Shaw was great.
Her casting would have been phenomenal too if she would have just put the effort.
Yeah, or you know what?
Because I look at her there, and that looks like John Cassidy's art of Emma Frost.
Yeah, it's
like that's Emma Frost. Yeah,
like in terms of visual casting, they did a fantastic job.
Yeah,
you know. I like that Moira was re-envisioned as a CIA agent.
Loved it.
And wasn't like a biologist like she was in the comic books, or is in the comic books, I guess technically, whatever she is now. But I thought that was really cool, and I liked how she was investigating the Hellfire Club and inadvertently stumbles upon mutants.
Yeah.
And then
very cool introduction
upon
for her.
Professor X and the X-Men, and they have that joint effort with the CIA. Which
plus it's Rose Byrne. I always love Rose Byrne.
Yeah, exactly. Like, Rose Byrne is just great. Like, I remember when I first saw her in Get Him to the Greek.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and I was like, first of all, she's gorgeous.
Yeah.
But she's not, I don't think she's gorgeous in the sense that, like, she's, like, drop dead or anything like that. There's just something about her which I feel elevates her look, right?
Mm-hmm.
But, like, right away when I started getting to the Greek, I was like, okay, so she's got a really funny thing, and she's in Bridesmaids, and I was like, oh, okay, so you start to see her more and more things. Now you see her in this, and she's doing, like, an actual serious role. She's doing really great. She's actually a really good actress.
Oh, yeah.
Who should do more than just comedies, I feel.
Fantastic. She was,
I'm not saying she just does comedies.
Yeah, she's great in these.
Oh, yeah,
Insidious movies?
Yeah, no, I haven't.
Like,
I've heard nothing but good things.
I love those. They're like today's Poltergeist movies.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. But I like that's the thing they're going with. I referenced it earlier, but I love the relationship between Charles and Eric. Because that's one of those things where you have to land that part.
Because that was the big thing with the recast, right? Was Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen are friends in real life. They have amazing chemistry. The
chemistry is off the charts.
How are you going to duplicate that with a younger cast? Yeah. And somehow...
Who aren't, like, friends in real life.
Somehow James McAvoy and Michael Fassbender nailed it.
I wouldn't say somehow, because, again, like, we're talking about two great actors.
I don't think they're probably friends now, but at
I would say,
start,
they're definitely friends now. They're definitely friends now, but at the beginning, maybe not.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's just one of those, like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
So that's really great. I liked that Magneto is the reason why Xavier can't walk. Like, he bends the bullet into him, which was visually cool. But also just one of those, like, because you go, well, how did he get like that? Like, how is it that he can't use his legs, right?
Yeah.
And especially because leading up to that, you got to see a side of Charles Xavier where he's kind of a cat. He's kind of like using his powers to bang women. Yeah. And I say kind of. What I mean is he's definitely doing that. He is definitely 100% reading
it's a groovy mutation.
Reading chicks' minds to bang them. And I think it's kind of funny that, like, Mystique is cock-blocking him in those regards.
Yeah.
Which I think is kind of funny, because you're like, it makes sense that she'd be like, okay, buddy, like, you're cheating. Yeah. This isn't really fair.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. Mutation's groovy. Like, what the fuck?
Like
You know?
full on Austin Powers.
Yeah, so... And I also kind of like to see him start to become closer to the Eric, or the Xavier that we all know and love.
Yeah, he's got quite the character arc throughout the beginnings.
Especially because, like, the hard part is again, like, this is like, these characters are right up there with Spider-Man in the sense that, like, I grew up loving these characters. So Spider-Man, Superman, Batman, the X-Men, those are the ones that I grew up. And of course with Spider-Man or Batman, it's always the Splinter characters.
Yeah.
Captain America is, like, one of my favorite characters now, okay? But it took the first Avenger for me to really be like, yeah, he's one of my favorite heroes.
Mm-hmm.
But up until then, it was those core. Same with Daredevil. Daredevil was one of my favorites, but that was after I had to read Man Without Fear. I had to read that.
Yep.
But then, you know, you get to the TV show, which is why I'm wearing red, to be honest. I am tying it up with the Robin watch.
Oh, yeah.
Just for continuity's sake.
Because you don't have a Daredevil watch in your collection yet.
Because I don't. But yeah, because I'm on episode 5 of season 2 now of Daredevil again.
Yeah.
That show is amazing. It gets so fucking good. But now he's like one of my favorite heroes, but because of that show, right? So it's hard to watch movies like this and not feel proprietary. Yeah. You know, because then you're like, yeah, I don't, what are you doing? Like, luckily for them, most of these characters that they kept are ones that I've grown up with, I love and stuff like that. But there is a bit of weariness with one particular character that I found as I rewatched this, that I got to a point where I was like, okay, but I'll say that for a little bit later in the run.
Okay.
Overall, despite likes and dislikes, I really like this movie.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, the changes that they did to the mythos work for the most part.
It's tons of fun. I love the music. I love the 60s setting. Great set pieces in this, like the submarine, the first shot with the sub where Eric's getting pulled underwater, and then later on where he pulls the fucking sub right out of the water.
Because, Charles helps him to get stronger.
Yeah.
And then so it goes from that scene where he's almost... Because I forgot to mention, one of my favorite parts about this whole movie is Eric pulling a Hannibal Rising, and he's now going after the Nazis that killed his family.
Mm-hmm.
And that's ultimately why he is going after Shaw, because Shaw killed his mom.
Yeah.
Okay? And not only did Shaw kill his mom, but Eric couldn't kill him when he was a kid. So I thought, okay, that's a really great storyline, like a backstory for Magneto. And then the way he kills these Nazis, like in that bar in Brazil. Just incredible. But even the fact that, like, he's using the coin that killed his mom in the first place, right? He's using that as a strength type of thing.
Yeah, that friggin' Nazi coin. The
Nazi coin. But then, like, so it gets to that. So Shaw's on this submarine, and he's descending, and Magneto is trying to stop him from descending, and he's actually going to drown because he's getting pulled with it. Xavier later helps him, and then helps him get stronger.
Yeah.
So now when he takes that submarine out of the fucking water, it's incredibly epic as a visual, but it's also incredibly epic from a character standpoint, because you're like, holy fuck!
Yeah.
You know? And the whole fight scene in the submarine is great, because, like, whatever material that the helmet was made out of, they mass-produced to get the whole room to be made out of, and then as the cracks start to show, that's where Charles can get in. And then that's where he ultimately helps, and they,
the coin slowly going through Sebastian's head. Just like watching it go in, and then a little bit of blood at the back.
Yeah.
And the coin comes out.
I was like, that is fucking crazy cool.
Like, that is badass.
You know, like,
that
so,
is badass.
Yeah, it might seem like there's a lot of dislikes.
That whole final thing on the island was just awesome.
It was absolutely awesome. It was so awesome. Plus they had the bitchin', like, blue and white, yellow suits.
Yeah.
Which always reminded me of the Shadow King run in the early 90s. Because when I first started reading X-Men comic books, the first comic I got was it was the Shadow King Massacre, or whatever the fuck it was called. And so you had... I knew who Wolverine was, but I was introduced to Jubilee and Gambit, and they were wearing those yellow and blue suits. And I was like, whoa, that's so weird. And then, of course, the X-Men run with Jim Lee, I was like, okay, they're in the costumes that I recognize and stuff like that. Some of them were updated, but this looks really cool. But it was just one of those, like, whoa, what is happening here? So to see that, and also kind of be like Morrison influenced with the suit design, I was like, oh, okay, this looks really, really cool. So overall, like, it's a great X-Men movie.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely great X-Men movie. A lot of fun, a lot of really cool stuff that they did. So much so that, like I said, like, the dislikes don't kill the movie for me.
Like, great Hugh Jackman cameo.
That's my favorite. Go fuck yourself.
Go fuck yourself. And that was it.
That was it. And they didn't even do anything. They just went, okay.
Yeah.
They didn't say a word. They weren't like, are you sure? They were like, talk to this guy later. Yeah. But again,
we'll see you around.
It's certain things like this, though, that, like, later when I watch these movies, or when I reference the originals, I'm like, yeah, but, like, wouldn't Xavier recognize him?
But he does in Days of Future Past.
In Days of Future Past, he does.
Yeah, which is the next movie.
Yeah, but that's a retroactive thing. They retroactively did that.
Okay.
I'm talking about the original trilogy.
The original trilogy.
Yeah. They do it. They do enough of those links where it's like, you know, and even because if you go, yeah, but like that's a different timeline because of Days of Future Past. It's like, well, you could say that, but Days of Future Past follows into the X-Men 2000 and then beyond. So like that's their circle, right?
I got nothing.
It's times like that where they do those things where I go, okay, but you know. But overall, great movie. Enjoy it.
Great movie.